Do you understand why society has so much anger towards you?
Yes, I do understand, but I don't think it's actually towards me. I think it's towards ISIS, but when they think of ISIS, they think of me because I've been put on the media so much, you know?
But they only did that because you chose to go to ISIS.
But what was there to obsess over? We went to ISIS, that was it was over. They just wanted to continue the story because it was a story, it was the big story.
But you do accept that you did join a terrorist group?
Yes, I did.
Three friends stride confidently through Gatwick Airport, heading to war-torn Syria.
Hundreds and hundreds of Western Muslims have been attracted to this death cult.
Shamima has become a lightning rod and a polarizing figure.
I don't trust her. I think she's dangerous. I think she's radicalized.
Was she trafficked? Was she groomed?
When you throw your lot in with the devil, don't expect the niceties of what Western democracies and Western justice stand for.
They were children, they were manipulated.
We have probably let this child down at some point.
Could Shamima Begum have been prevented from reaching ISIS?
There would have been a possibility, yes.
They can't expect us to come back to the UK and be welcomed with open arms.
I think she shouldn't come back. She's made her choice.
It's really complex. She's really complex.
She was radicalised here. It's our mess and we should clear it up.
The runaway ISIS bride has had her British citizenship revoked.
If you did know what I knew, you would have made exactly the same decision. Of that, I have no doubt.
I woke up early in the morning, maybe 5, 6 o'clock, because like our flight left at like 12 o'clock. So we just wanted to be there early. Our bags were already somewhere else, like hidden somewhere else. I had to make an excuse as to why I was going. So I was just like, I have extra classes that I need to go to, and my mom believed me. I just stood there with her, you know, it was just being quiet and stuff, and then I got on the bus and I said bye, and she was just being really quiet. You know, it's not normal for her to be so quiet. She was just staring at me and not saying anything, and I just said bye to her, and I got on the bus and I left. And I feel really guilty, obviously, not giving her a better goodbye, knowing that I would probably never see her again.
At the airport, there's a photo of you walking through the Gatwick scanner. What's going through your head?
I felt like I was like not inside my body. It felt like a dream. That was one of the scariest moments of my life. Just handing the passport over to the man and him just like not even looking at it, just gliding it past and handing it back to me and telling me to go.
Do you think you're ever coming back to Britain?
Really, at that time, I just was not thinking. My mind was like completely blank, but I guess, yes, I thought this is the last time I'm going to see the UK, you know.
Did that worry you?
I mean, in a way, I felt kind of relieved.
Can you take me back to 15-year-old Shamima and life before ISIS?
Whenever I describe like London to people here, I just always talk about my friends because I feel like my friends were a significant part of my life. Khadija and Amira I met when I was 11, and they were the fun part, you know, they were the happy memories.
Amira was quite outspoken, she was in different clubs, societies, she was even on like posters and stuff around the school. Khadija, really tall, and she was quite beautiful if I'm honest, so she used to stand out in that sense. Shamima was a ghost. She's quiet. I mean, I could hear a pin drop louder than her voice, you know? She seemed like she was in her own bubble.
We were all different, but weirdly we just like fit together like pieces of a puzzle, you know. And then when we were 14, 15, you know, we became religious.
Was the Shamima before that not particularly religious then?
Not at all. Like, not at all.
What was the change?
Shamina became religious after her mum died. She was my closest friend. She was someone that you can confide in and she'll listen to you. I mean, the way she was talking about it, it was very persuasive, but even if it wasn't persuasive, you know, I just wanted to go along with what my friend wanted, you know, so I could be accepted. And I didn't want to give them a reason to, like, you know, exclude me from the group.
I'm curious to know, like, about your sense of identity at that time.
I didn't feel British or Bengali. I didn't feel Bengali because I didn't want to be Bengali, and I didn't feel British because I feel like I wasn't able to be British even though I wanted to be, if that makes sense. You want to be accepted by society, but I didn't feel like I was accepted by society either because of racism and other things. Obviously, I just wanted to be a bit more free.
Being Bengali myself and being a brown girl from the same area, I could understand where she's coming from in the sense that she felt like culturally she was different, she was Muslim on top of that, she came from a disadvantaged background. So in society, you are sort of seen as a black sheep.
You know, it doesn't take a genius to just stand in an estate in Tower Hamlets and look around you, and you would have kind of grown up in kind of semi-poverty-like situation. It's ironic because it is set against the backdrop of the City of London and the district of Canary Wharf. It does become a very hostile, challenging environment to grow up in.
It's really hard wanting to integrate into society, but your family holding you back because their idea of being British is being loose and like immoral.
Cultural expectations on a young woman would have been, yes, you're going to school now, but ultimately, you know, when you come of a certain age, you have to get married. And then basically that's pretty much end of the line for you.
What was the Shamima like for your parents?
Just like depressed and quiet and obedient and just not content with my life, and in a way resentful to my family for like I felt oppressed, but you know, that's an exaggeration at the time because I was just a teenager. I felt oppressed, but you know.
The Sunni extremist group ISIS has announced that it's establishing an Islamic State known as a caliphate, made up of territory that it seized in Iraq and in Syria. It's also proclaimed its leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, as the leader of all Muslims. Iraqi government forces are still battling.
When did you first become aware of ISIS?
When Shamina wanted to leave. She sent me the news clip of the caliphate being announced. She explained what it was and how we have an obligation to go, and like you won't be able to practice your religion properly in the UK, and you know, like the UK is racist and it's Islamophobic, you know, why would you stay in a place that doesn't even want you? You know, things like that. I mean, when she first said it, it just sounded impossible. I'm like, we're only 15, we can't go. And then she said, no, other teenagers have already gone, so we can do it too.
And what were your first impressions when she's saying this?
This girl is crazy. This girl, she's crazy.
Really?
Like she's lost her mind. She's not there anymore. And then she was like, okay, fine, I'll just leave by myself then. And then she did it. And then she started contacting us from within ISIS and describing like the situation and how great it was. And it made it more real and it made it more possible. We just immediately started planning. I mean, Shamina already did it, so she just told us.